Hello children, parents, teachers and all the well-wishers. Welcome back to another very interesting, especially interesting for my students at St. John's, paper craft. You may be wondering, paper craft, am I going to show? Yes, I tell you, teachers are learners. I have learnt this beautiful paper craft not only from my craft teacher but also from my beautiful students. They are smart and quick to learn any kind of craft so quickly, very fast and very efficiently. All these beautiful flowers what you see on my table are the craft done by my students. Usually, we do have the craft class weekly twice, weekly once. For higher classes, lower classes, they'll be exposed to 2 to 3 times. They learn different kinds of beautiful paper craft. Making flowers, variety of flowers, rose petals or other flower petals. They make beautiful leaves, they make stalks, they make baskets, what not, they make such wonderful things. And they are super smart. This is weekend video. As some of the parents are apprehensive and anxious, and most of the students are bored with their smart gadgets or addicted with their smart devices, I just want from my side a small effort to deviate the minds of my students from the gadget world to the paper world, because you can do wonders with these colored papers. You can create your own craft. There can be so many craft classes, but what I'm going to show you is simple and easy for everyone, even students, mothers, anyone who are at home, the teachers, the parent community, anyone can have their hands on. Anyone can try this. These are the wonderful things. These flowers made by my students more than 1.5 years. Because we have covered them with the polythene covers, they are still very bright and very nice. Otherwise, the colored papers loses the brightness. And I'm going to show only 2 different varieties of flowers today. The first one is the beautiful and evergreen universal rose. And I used 2 colors here just for my interest. You can use any kind of colors. There are different colors, we can use them. Even the most popular lavender rose nowadays because of the hybrid techniques. So I've just used, this is a beautiful rose. These are done by my students. They have gifted me. I encourage them to make such things so that they can have a creative thought, creative juices flowing, which helps them a lot. And all these baskets also, these are done by the whole class, grade 8 A, B, gifted me 1.5 years back. These are 5th class, 6th class, 4th class. Wonderful baskets too. If you can look at, these are the baskets they do, and the roses in it. They just fill the baskets with the roses, the small ones and also the bigger ones. One is this variety of rose I'm going to show, a beautiful one with the stalk. Another is just a simple roll off kind of rose. These are the petals, which are beautiful one. This is a single paper rose, which I'm going to show you. It is very interesting, and at the same time, you're going to learn it nicely. What do we need for this? Simple colored papers, scissors. Okay, scissors, we all know the scissors. And these are quilling tools, paper quilling tools. You can get them in the craft store, because with this you make the petal folded nicely. just an adhesive, any Fevikwik. We need pencils, we need one small coin so that it's easy for all of us to start making these flowers. Shall we start making the flowers? Yes, I'm going to start now. Take one paper, just make it a folding like this. Don't fold them much because we are going to have this paper equal length 4 sides. So as it is A4, so I'm just going to make it folded like this. Take a scissors and then I am going to cut and make it 4 side. It is equal. Then your flowers will be equal. Just a simple paper. Always take it. That is the first step. Second step, nicely make them into 4 different pieces. Just I have already done so that it's easy for you. So these are the 4 I have just cut for you. The 4. Then after taking this 4, the next step is a simple one. I'll just show you that. Fold them. We are going to do beautiful rose flowers. Fold them first, fold, second fold. Make sure that the foldings doesn't have any unnecessary extra paper. Third fold. First, second, third. And that's how you get this fold. You have the open folds and closed folds. Just closed fold to the down and open up and mark. Have a 2 rupee coin. Just put it here and try to mark an arc with a pencil nicely around. Simple marking, whatever you do. And then along with the marking, I want you to nicely take a scissors and cut it across, following the marking of the 2 rupee coins, which makes beautiful petals for your rose. Make sure your papers are not so thick, not so thin. If you cut, you will have 1 square of paper will be folded 3 folds and have just a coin around, make a mark, cut it across, and at the edges just give one slight cut so that you will have the small hole, and then your papers will be like this. That's how you need to cut. You will have 8 kind of petals and you need to cut all these 4 papers into your flower petals. So these are the 4 petals, the flower papers we have just cut, and I'm going to show you how we are going to make them into beautiful petals. When you count, you will have the 1, 2, 3, 4 one side, another 4 another side. First one, take and make it into half, 4 petals to one side and 4 to another. And the second one, make it as 5 and 3. Make it as 5 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3. And the third one, make it as 6 and 2. 6 and 2. And fourth one, make it as 7 and 1. This is the regular kind of work, a simple one which we all can do. Now after cutting, now start making. This one we have to make it nicely into a middle bud, just folding like this and using an adhesive so that it looks like this in the middle. Very nicely. Only one petal which we have cut. And the 2 petal one also, 2 petal one, nicely to the edges we have to put an adhesive so that it looks the next hole of the rose petal. We are going to apply the glue here so that they remain beautiful like that. And 3-petal one, we have to fold them into like this, and we are going to apply the adhesive so that they remain like that. If you apply the adhesive, use the adhesive, they remain like this. Same thing, the 5-petal one also. This is how we have to simply fold. Don't fold much, don't use all your force, just 6-petal. We are going to just, use adhesive and make them into beautiful flower petals like that. So we'll continue like this, putting an adhesive. So we'll make it ready. So after we attach these petals nicely with adhesive, take this paper quilling tool. It is available everywhere in a craft store. And nicely, very, very gently you can hold these flowers and put this quilling just to give the petal feel. You have to roll them nicely. Don't roll much or don't leave them. If you don't roll, the petal will not have its beauty. So we need to nicely quill them like this. Just roll down. Then you will have a beautiful feel of petals to your rose flower, what you're making. I just taken the pink because pink is a natural color of the rose. So I've just made it easier. We have all these nicely quilled paper petals. Always remember, as we cut all those 4 papers, we have 3 different kinds of the layers of the paper petals ready. Only you will get the same 4 petal flowers too, because we make the paper into half. Now take the first one, only one, and then nicely put an adhesive. For everything, this is the same process. Use a liquid adhesive, it's easy for you. And take the second one, one petal, and put it inside. The second one, put it inside. Then we shall go to the next one, third one. Use adhesive for every petal of whorls of the flowers. Use adhesive so that they will be remaining nicely one other when you are just trying to keep inside one after the other. Remember, this petal should be in the middle of the other 2 petals. So alternate, one flower, one stage of the flower is 1 petal, the other one is middle of that. Then you can see the full length of the petals and flowers looking so beautifully and brightly. Use adhesive because adhesive keeps them intact for all the layers of the petals which we use for our rose. See, this is the petal for the next one. I'm going to keep that in the middle of the next whorl. So that's how we have to go on, just keeping all these 8 which we have cut and made them into, and this is the last but one, giving a final touch to your rose. And using the adhesive, use it liberally so that they get stuck even after 2 years. My students' flowers are intact because the kind of interest they have shown in making these is immense and amazing. This is the last one which I have used. Look at this beautiful pink rose with all the beautiful petals, and making a stalk is such a simple and nice thing. This is the stalk. Without stalk, how to make? Just take one green paper or your wish, any color is okay, and start rolling from one corner nicely. Just roll and roll and roll and roll. Initially it can be little bigger because we need practice. to make this stalk so tight. So this is how you have to roll and give a nice cut, just 4 cuts so that your rose will stay inside. Just a cut, and then use adhesive again nicely so that your rose will stay properly in the stalk, and you can give the stalk and it should dry. That's how you have to make these beautiful roses. This is how our rose and the stalks, and these are the variety and colors of roses what we can make with our own hands, with our own papers. I want everyone to start learning this. I know all my students have learnt already, but still this is one reminder from my side to be away. It will take 15 to 20 minutes to make one rose initially. Later you can be quicker, you can be little faster, make number of roses, and you can give a very a small but interesting gift to your parents, to your grandparents, to everyone who are at home in these pandemic days. Children, parents, learn this simple craft. This is also a simple one. Just take a paper, cut it, and then use the quilling of the paper and roll it. This becomes a small, tidy, cute little rose, and this is our regular, beautiful rose. Enjoy this weekend making this paper craft. Make the craft as part of our living. Stay blessed. Have a nice day.